Y'all, Destiny is at it again, trying to convince people that she was more than a paramour, more than a side chick. I don't know why, but let's go on ahead and get into this latest interview that Destiny did. Shout out to Impress Radio for sharing the interview. I do not venture too far outside of my own Love and Marriage Huntsville circle. So when I see these extra interviews, the Dustin interviews, the real tea, giving you the real tea interviews, all these different things, I'm fortunate to be able to see it on. I actually don't know the name of this person. Look, that don't matter. Um, let's get into it. So, Destiny is trying to convince people that she is not, that she was the girlfriend of Moses and not the side chick of Moses. We already know that Moses has been married for half of forever and that he was on and off. Destiny and him were on and off for 15 years, as were Destiny and Laberic allegedly. So, it's like when she was off with one, she was on with one. And thus the confusion of who Law's daddy is. Thus the confusion when Law came out dark skinned, Moses is dark skinned. I've heard people call Barrick like dark skinned, but that is a light skinned man in my opinion. Argue with the wall. That is a light skinned man in my opinion. I don't define light skin by, oh, everybody is high yellow or red bone. I'm straight brown paper bag test because that is the thing that was used to hurt African Americans within the African American community. So if you are lighter than a brown paper bag, if you are a brown paper bag or lighter, you are light skin. If you are brown paper bag or darker, you are dark skin. If you are brown paper bag, uh, you in the middle, and you can go either way. Anyhow, Destiny says this, and I want to apologize if my sound is bad. Go on ahead and snag this timestamp and let me know if the sound is okay because I do have the AC going in a fan. It is hot in the Pacific Northwest, global warming. Anyhow, she says, I don't know how you can hear that Moses named his business after my child and the child that he wanted to have with me and think that I was merely a side chick. Dummy. We know full well that men can fall in love with their side chicks. Exhibit A, Martell Lavore Holt, Ariane Curry. We know full well these men can fall in love with side chicks. That does not change your status. There have been palaces built. If you go and you look at the UK, there have been palaces built, and not just in the UK, whether you're looking at Ireland, whether it just palaces built for mistresses in the name of mistresses. This is for my mistress, and this castle rivals the castle that even the queen and her husband lives in because I love her. No one is saying Moses doesn't love you. We all believe Moses loves you, Destiny. We're not questioning that. We are questioning what you are calling your relationship. We are questioning why you won't just admit you were having an affair on Laberic. Hence the paternity tests for Law. And somebody pointed out in my comment section, was she trying to name him the Law of Moses? Because she might have thought that that was Moses's baby because she was going back and forth between those men, raw dogging them, allegedly. So let's kick that out of the way. She's trying to use that as proof. Oh, well, he named this and this. People have done more than name an LLC after their side chick. Okay? Let that be known. Let that be known. Let that be considered. Let that be understood. You can scroll through TikTok and type in, I was named after my dad's ex-girlfriend. I was named after my dad's ex-wife. I was named after my dad's high school love. It's like, oh, Dad, why did you name Nicole? Oh, I was just, my first love was a girl named Nicole. And the mom is like, what? You named our daughter after another chick? And so Nicole can sit there and say, well, how can you say he wasn't serious about me? He probably just, the most beautiful girl in the world I ever seen was Nicole. So I named my daughter Nicole. And that's how that happened. Whatever. It doesn't mean that that's not still his wife. It doesn't mean that that's not still his life and that's the woman he chose for his front facing identity and place in the world and foundation. That is not you. No one can tell me Martell. I mean, here's the deal. Martell is a narcissist. So we know that narcissists are not capable of love. They are only capable of loving how you make them feel. Okay. To the utmost ability of Martell's heart, he loves Ariane. And you can't convince me otherwise. You can say, well, that's not love when you treat somebody that Martell is an abuser. That's all he has to offer. He loved Mel to the best of his ability, too. He's an abusive person. Abuse is all he has to offer. Manipulation is all he has to offer. Gaslighting is all he has to offer. Word salad is all he has to offer. Triangulation is all he has to offer. That's just who he is. But to the best of his ability, he's as far as he's concerned, he's in love with that Ariane. That don't change who she is, a peasant. That don't change who she is, coleslaw. That don't change who she is, a side. So what are you using these examples for? Oh, he named this business after my son and the one he wanted to have with me. Clearly, I was more than a side chick. You were with Moses while he was with multiple other women, Destiny. And you're acting like you were in line for fiance or wife and you never were. You both said out of your mouth. You both said out of your mouth. He said Destiny is not wife material. He said that on the show. He said that in an interview. He said that allegedly more than once. Destiny is not wife material. And he knows that by what you were doing with him while you were with LaBarrick, destitute. You got it. You got it. It didn't mean he didn't love you. He was just like, I can't wife this woman. I cannot take this woman seriously as a wife. She's too big of a liability. She's too big of a risk. That is not wife material. Damn, I love her. I'm concerned about her. I want her to be happy. I want her to be healthy. I want her to be safe. But be my wife? Psh, Stormy. Excuse me. Sunny. These weather names. By the way, I don't know what Sunny and Moses' real names are. I wish we did because Sunny and Stormy have been very difficult for people to say. Uh, in addition to all these Martell, Marceau, Maurice, blah, 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 these names. It just, Trisha. I don't know why there isn't diversity in these Alabama names, right? Well, they're not from Alabama. I think only Martell is. Them Scots are from like, I don't know, Pontiac, Michigan. Uh, the point is, we're not doubting the fact that we can tell he still loves you. Okay. And I'm Team Sunny. I love me some Sunny, but I gotta keep it real. Being Team Sunny doesn't mean I can't tell the truth and speak upon what I have observed and my observations. When Moses showed up to that meeting without his wedding ring, he told me everything I needed to know. That wasn't just no oops, I forgot. That was a subliminal. Hey, Destiny, hint, hint. I'm gonna leave the door open. I don't know what you're gonna do about it, Sunny. Um, this is no diss on you. This is you are a woman worthy of praise and respect, and that is what I intend to give you. But in reviewing the show, sometimes things will come across harshly, and I do apologize in advance if I hurt your feelings because it's not what I mean to do. I only mean to keep it real as a content creator. This is my obligation, and I can't sugarcoat things where I see, where I see issues. Moses has done a lot. These jokes like, oh, y'all know who the side chick gonna be. What do you mean gonna be? Why are you speaking in ways that do not protect or honor your wife, that do not elevate her? And Destiny is right about one thing. The more Moses talks, the more he tells the truth. He doesn't do a whole lot of honoring Sonny with his speech. And when he halfway got there, when Martell was like, oh, you don't know who's going to end up the side chick or the wife yet? He's like, no, my wife is my wife. Y'all know who the side chick going to be. Destiny, that still puts Sonny leagues above you. Even if he loves you more than he loves Sonny, that still puts her leagues above you. He trusts her with his life. He does not trust you with his life. When a man marries a woman, because a lot of men, they don't marry the hot thing. They don't marry the woman they just got crazy lust after, unless they've been divorced a few times. They tend to marry a woman. She will make a fine mother. She will make a fine decision maker. She will make a fine foundation. She is stable. She is honorable. She is decent. She is someone I can take around my friends and not get clowned to death for wifing. That's what these men are doing. You are like the back of his neck. You see, when people wash their face, they wash their face and down to their neck and maybe even onto their chest. But maybe when they're in a shower, they're getting the back of the neck too. But when they're just front facing, when they're facing the mirror, they just cleanse what people can see. Sunny is what people can see of him. You are the back. You are the black on the back of his neck. It don't mean that you're not important. It just means that you're not as important. No one is saying that you are not significant to Moses. Stop gaslighting people. They are saying that you are the side chick, and they are correct to have said that. And just because you oscillated between being side chick and girlfriend doesn't really make a difference. Because what you were never going to be, even though you were side chick and girlfriend, you were never going to be fiance and wife. You were never going to be fiance and wife. It was never going to happen to you. And you said out of your own mouth, I knew that man wasn't my husband. Right. So just like you knew that man wasn't your husband, he knew that you were not his wife. You have both let this come out of your mouth. That doesn't stop love. You are his coleslaw. Because that's the same dynamic that exists between Martell and Ariane, and why you get along with her so well, because you wear the same shoes. Same shoe size. Martell loves him some Ariane. They've got 10 years behind them. But he will never marry that girl. Marriage is never going to come. You know why she called that little boy Holt all the time? Holt, Holt, Holt. Because she had this obsession with taking Melody's last name for her, or sharing in some status with Melody. And now the little boy is Maverick Miles Knox. Miles Morales Maverick, whatever. You never see her. Holt, get over here, Holt. She wanted to equate herself. She wanted to make herself tantamount to Melody. And after that divorce, you never heard that woman call him Holt again. His name is my son, Miles Morales, Maverick, everything but Holt. That's what you're trying to do, Destiny. And understand, you look as foolish doing this as did Ariane. You and Sunny are not co-equals. You are not. You are not co-equals. There are people who say when there is a wife and a mistress, or a wife and a side chick, they say both of these heifers is getting played. Who is the superior? You're both sharing the same man. You're getting what she's getting, but that's not true. That's not true in consequence. Is it true relationally speaking? Perhaps. And many men, let me drop this on womankind. Many men love their mistress more than they love their wife. But let me tell you, if that mistress threatens his family structure, he will unalive her. He will unalive her and weep for years before he harms his wife. You better know it. You better know it. Oh, you better know it. These men will be hopelessly, lustfully, wistfully, like just listlessly in love with you as a mistress. They will be Marceau and Letitia out here. Marceau looks at Letitia like she's part of his mom's back. Like, just like a man won't climb his mother's back to do anything freaky to her, he sees Letitia like his mother's back. His heart stopped and his jaw dropped when he saw Kyra. He looked like a cartoon character wolf who had hard eyes for some Looney Tune character. When they're like, "Ow!" and they start doing crazy things, and she's singing singing on stage or something in a red dress with a red lip and a blue eyelid. He would fall out if Kyra gave him a chance. If a woman like that gave him it, that is his dream girl. More so than even a Melody. When Kyra rocked in, that Negro had a mini heart attack. I'm Marso. Hi, I'm Kyra. That video has 49,000 views on my channel. You can go back to view it. I gave you a blow by blow by blow on how that happened, how the camera caught him looking at her, and I played it, or I repeated it over and over and over again so you can see the moment of impact, the impact Kyra had on that man. That man, and I'm so sorry, Kyra. Please, I know you're an honorable woman and that you would never, and that you even quit your show on the OWN network because of the way that they were doing your reputation. But when I say Marceau would be in a Kyra to the point where he caused her to have a damn hip replacement, that man would be knee deep in Kyra every day, multiple times a day if he could. Kyra is a fox and an attorney. Good God. She is a 10. She go look at her Instagram. It's like Kyra coffee, Kyra. I don't know. He does not look at Letitia that way. And that is why Letitia started weeping in that club, because she knows. J. Cole, she knows. She knows. That is why she had a meltdown in that club. She knows. However, Letitia is sacred to Marceau. And there's worth in that. Even with the rumors, even with the confrontation of her, Martell saying, "Oh, you was effing my boy Isaiah, and you and me used to f b words together," right? When he's talking to Marceau and Letitia, calling them out for what they've done with what's between their loins. Marceau refused to leave Letitia. She's a sure thing. But the way that she performs as a wife, she is a sure thing. She is always by his side. She has all of his kids that we know about. Allegedly, there's a fourth that's older than the three. We won't get into that, but she is a sure thing. She is a reliable thing. The way she carries herself as a wife is what a lot of men want, and I think that's scary. But the point is, Letitia, even in her faults, I don't think Letitia's a particularly good mom. I don't think Letitia's a particularly good businesswoman, but that girl is a good daughter and a good wife. And men only really care about good wife. They don't care about how you treat your mama or really how you treat your kids. They just want the kids. They want the kids and they want you to deal with it. It's like who said it on social media? They said men wanting kids is like how kids want puppies. They want the dog, they love the dog, but they expect you to do all the work. They don't want to walk the dog. They don't want to take the dog to get spayed and neutered and into the veterinarian and to get all their shots and to get their annual checkups and to get their dewormer and get dewormed and all that. They don't want to pick up the poop in the park. They don't want to walk around carrying the little hand mitten to pick up warm, hot poop off the sidewalk, especially if it's the runs. The dog got the runs. The dog is sick. The dog needs medicine and keeps spitting out the pill. The dog needs his teeth brushed. The dog needs to be washed. The dog needs to be groomed. They don't want to do all of that, but they want the dog. So after you've done all that you can do, they can pet the thing and they can run and play with the thing. But the responsibility falls onto you. This is men and kids. Men they want you pregnant. They want you to have them kids, but they do not want to be the primary caretaker. Hence Marceau saying, those are Letitia's kids in season 1. Those are Letitia's kids. I just so happen to be their father. Okay. So you're saying all of this about that damn LLC what is it? Justice Law Logistics? Yeah, you got so much to say about it. That doesn't make you non-side chick. That doesn't make you non-side chick. Do you get it? A man will take money out of his own household. A side chick is a man's favorite hobby. It's the thing in life he enjoys the most after seeing his family together and Christmas and being provided for and safe and good looking. Men like women, houses, and cars. Okay? Okay? And whatever you put on Moses, I don't know why it didn't work with Liberic, but whatever you put on Moses is lethal. Destiny is lethal. Whatever you did to him, whatever that good you were talking about that didn't exist with Liberic, oh, it exists with Moses. Maybe because Liberic wasn't your type. You see, when you love a man, when you want a man, you give him an experience that is unlike anything else. And it doesn't happen when a woman doesn't have those feelings about a man, but you can consume a man like food when you really love that man and you are in the intimate act. You can consume that Negro's soul and then give it back to him. And you could be, I'm telling you, what's that, King Charles and Camilla. Kamala said, "What, you think you fell out of a coconut tree?" But no, but Queen Camilla, Queen Consort Camilla, clearly fell out of an ugly tree, got hit by all the ugly branches, and then got beat with an ugly stick. That woman is so unattractive. That woman is such a beastly looking creature. That woman is such a Neanderthal, rhesus monkey blood, DNA cave dwelling looking, bubonic plague looking ass, black plate, ring around the rosy ass looking, direct ancestor of Sasquatch looking ass woman. But whatever she put on him before he met Diana locked him in. Whatever she did to Charles, she stole that man's soul. And that's why he could, well, in my opinion, I believe Charles, I believe that he orchestrated the assassination of uh, Princess Diana, who was leagues more beautiful, leagues more important, leagues more suited to be queen. Now, here's the deal. Here's where you differ from, Camilla and Charles. He made sure to make that his wife because he always wanted to make that his wife. He wanted to marry Camilla before he ever met Diana. That's what he wanted. And there are rumors coming out about how Sonny and Moses aren't their real name and how they dated in high school and how he always wanted her and he always knew she was a sure thing. So maybe there's a similarity there as well. Maybe there's a similarity there as well, but you're nothing like Princess Diana. You wouldn't be fit to tie that woman's sneakers. You're not fit to lick the dirt off of that humanitarian woman's cleat. You are such a bad person, Destiny. You're not fit to flush Diana's toilet. You are awful as a human being. But you were such a damn male identified pick me. Such a damn male identified pick me. Something about a woman's lust and love is a power like a tsunami. When you feel that way about a man who feels that way about you back, love making is explosive. You can reduce that Negro to tears. Tears and shaking and trembling until he's like, "What has been done to me?" That's looking like what Destiny did to him. She got in her car like, oh, when she was she had to turn her ass in for forging LeBeric's signature. She's like, "This is what happened when you give men that good. I'm like, good don't send you to jail, girl. It's on. It's on. It bail you out. Come on, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She burned that man's house up and he went to go bail her out. Not my good. Mm-mm. I lived. I survived. The roof gone. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. I'm still gonna bail out Left Eye. Like he bailed her out. House still smoky because that love and attraction, when you find it, it's explosive. It's a powder keg. It's a powder keg, and you're the spark. It's the damn 4th of July. I still I believe that Moses still sees fireworks when he sees Destiny. The way Martell sees fireworks when he's with Ariane. Ariane fulfills all of Martell's nasty, beastly, lowly desires. Ariane has been on things Melody would never do. Hell, Mel struggled with head. things Mel would never do. Ariana has said on different live streams and posts, me and Martell have had threesomes, two men, one me. I don't think she ever said two women and him. Out of her mouth, two men, one me. And then she accused him of being gay, being bisexual, liking men. Carlos don't help none when Carlos always hugging on Martell and hanging from Martell and got his hand on his knee, on his lower thigh. Thigh, 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 thigh. Thigh, 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 thigh. Eh. And after all of that betrayal, okay, because Ariane has absolutely betrayed um Martell's confidence. He won't leave her. I can't leave you alone. You got me feeling just a fiend after her. And she thought that was a bragging right. She's like, your husband coming after me, and he called my phone for 6 hours, and he's like, I believe he's fiending for you, Ariane. I believe that. I believe you when you say it, but he still called you the peasant and Mel the queen. And if Mel said to him, unalive Ariana and you can come back to me, I believe he'd do it. F what you heard, I believe he'd do it. Go watch Fatal Attraction because many are the men who have been obsessed with a side chick who have unalived her for his selfish self because he thought he was going to lose his front facing life. Men identify their wife with their self. And I don't think it's particularly healthy. But some men, they will marry a woman who is not their type, right? Let's say a man likes the wild woman. He likes the woman with the red hair. He likes Jessica Rabbit. That steals his soul. But he marries Mary Poppins because that's what everybody respects. That's what everybody's going to dap him up for. They're not going to dap you up for taking a stripper off a pole and turning a hoe into a housewife. That's why hoe into a housewife is a phrase. It's a derogatory, it's a slur. It's denigrating. That's what it's supposed to do, even though she bad as hell. There was a NBA boy dating Bernice Burgos. Burgos is vintage vulva. That woman is a grandmother. Google Bernice Burgos. That dark skinned Puerto Rican. So beautiful. The one Ti got caught up with Tiny, and we would see them on the shade room wearing the same boots and wearing the same jacket and wearing the same. Ti would go shopping for both of them at the same time. What you thought he was playing when he said you can have whatever you like? No, 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 no. Treat you so good, so nice. Yummy, 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 yummy. You can have whatever you like. He meant it, and he was talking to Bernice, baby. That woman's a whole grandmother still out here dating men in their 20s because she's just a 10. There's nothing she can do about it. She's just a 10. Just face, arms, legs, cosmetic work. Just and none of the work has been done to her face. The work that she's had done, she bought titties and she bought a butt. She was a petite woman. And when you're petite and you get older, surprise, 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 you get those curves and you fill out. And all of a sudden, them big fake boobs she got now, they look real natural. They've been in there for a while. The new breast implants is hard. Them once they done been in you for a few years, they start looking mighty fine. Them scars is healed up. It's not engorged in blood no more. They looking mighty fine. Some first round draft pick. Women in their 40s are not usually dating first round draft picks. But I tell you what, when that man left fine ass Bernice Burgos for a WNBA player, all his niggas clapped. You better believe it. Because they knew what it was. She was on the hit list. She's an anomaly in that she's truly dark skinned, but that she's because you know these Negroes is colorist. You know it. You know it. Truly dark skinned, but she's all of these niggas' dream girl. They all want to touch her. They dream about her. They pleasure themselves to her to sleep. She's an NBA Kim Kardashian sex symbol. They want her so bad. Absolute black Jessica Rabbit ish. But all his homies applauded him, and they were like, matter of fact, we ought to start doing this. Period. All these NBA niggas need to like this is I'm watching this in a male podcast, right? They're like, all of us need to start doing this. All of us need to start sitting in these WNBA games looking for wives. We need to be looking for wives. We need to be looking for genetics. We need to be looking for clean girl aesthetic. We need to be looking for these girls who have careers and have drives and are not just after us for our money. We need to be with these girls who understand that we got to tour and we got to go from city to city and they understand us. They are our counterparts. These men in the NBA, like this new WNBA, they're not playing about this Angel Reese generation. They're looking for wives. But you better believe their jaw drops every time they see Bernice Burgos. You better believe that some of these men are in love with Bernice Burgos. Drake, when he was a thing, rest in peace. Drake, when he was a thing, he put a fat ring on Bernice Burgos' hand. A fat ring. She was fiance. She didn't want him. She gave it back. That's the thing about being grown and bad. You recognize a little kid when you see one. A grown baddie doesn't have a scarcity mindset. That woman is a grandmother. People keep saying Bernice is 39. They keep re-aging her. Bernice was 38 5 years ago. My girl is 44, 45, 46. Now she was a teen mom. She had her first child very, very, very young. You listen to her accent, you listen to the way she talks, you can tell when she had her kid because she still feels like that teenager. She still feels like people tend not to develop past the trauma that they went through. She was a teen mom, skinny little girl, and she stayed real cute, did her thing, leveled up, and now she's the coldest cougar you ever seen. I mean colder than Sheree. You want to say hashtag old and cold, but the point is these dudes be in love with her. Ti almost ended up divorced from Tiny. Their big scandal was not, paying other girls and trafficking, allegedly trafficking people. Their biggest scandal, their biggest almost breakup was Bernice Burgos because she had him by the heart. But even so, he would slaughter that woman to protect his household, to protect his front-facing image, the thing that everybody sees about him. So Destiny, now that I have submitted this, now that this conversation can come to a close, this commencement speech, you haven't told us nothing we don't already know. You're trying to use your significance in Moses' life to say something that like your like you were always going to be his Arion. You were never going to be his Mel. And for those of you who don't like Sunny, I really recommend that you look at her resume because she's the only woman on that show who has a resume comparable to Mel. That woman is a self-made millionaire. She's not lying about her money and what she can do and who she is and how she's been. She's not lying about who she is. And that is a decorated woman if I've ever seen one. When the world is coming at you about who and how you are, you have a right to be defensive, but her energy isn't always defensive. She's actually kind of lovely. And you know who knows that? Moses. And you know who's not going to let his dick and desire get in the way of that? Moses. So yeah, Destiny, you put something severe on him. You gave him that lethal. Congratulations. And now you're sitting at a table next to the wife, listening to Nell ask her about when they gonna have kids. You were always a paramour. You are always going to be his paramour. You have two options: to be his paramour or nothing at all. His paramour or nothing at all. And you crying over this nigga all over social media tells us everything we know, everything we need to know about you and LeBaric and what you did in that marriage and how you are the source of the destruction of that marriage. I got feelings about military niggas. I got feelings about people in armed services, about how they can be abusive and how they can be this and how they can be that. But when I watched LeBaric cry as you walk down that aisle, I was like, this Negro is sold. This is the happiest day of this man's life. It was not the happiest day of your life. You were planning for Moses all along. Personally, I believe she was planning on taking LeBaric's money to crown Moses with. Just like you saw her bring Moses all up and through uh, the marital home of her and LeBaric's, karaoke and Can We Talk and grinding all over that man in a house being paid for by LeBaric. You cucked LeBaric, grinding all over that man in a house LeBaric paid for. No wonder he can't stand you. No wonder he's not playing with you. You got a lot more mouth about Moses than you do about LeBaric because you know you were the bad guy. You know you were the bad guy. It's not just confidentiality. You know you were the filthy party. You know you were the Martell in your marriage. You weren't the Mel. You tried it. You tried to sit down and Mel and say, well, LeBaric's like Martell. And then you turn around and say, well, there was never any infidelity in our marriage. We took breaks. Yeah, you took breaks right on over to Moses, which confused the hell out of LeBaric when it came to his paternity. That's how you got divorced before the damn umbilical cord fell off your child. You're not fooling anybody. You're also not fooling anybody about those fetal removal surgeries you've had for Moses. How about that? Allegedly, in my opinion. You've been pregnant for Moses before. And this is why this is so hard for you. You two have shared DNA to the point of a child. And you told that man he was not ready to be a father, and you got rid of it. Truth is, he wasn't ready to be a father to any of your kids because Moses needs a stabilizing force in his life because that's a former career criminal. He's a hustler for sure. He gets it in for sure. But Moses will do wrong if he doesn't have a woman who gets him and encourages him to do right. And you can't be that because you are the same kind of ghetto trash is what you are. See, Sunny is a hood chick, but you're ghetto trash. And there's a big difference. It's kind of like Letitia and Mel. Mel is country, Mel is southern, but Letitia's a bumpkin. She's a backwoods bumpkin. Sunny might be from the ghetto, but she's not ghetto. She's classy. She's a hood chick. Call it bougetto, but the chick is bougie. She's a good look. You walk into a room, you like the way it feels, the way people look at you when she's on your arm. You feel pride walking into a room with Melody, with Sunny. You feel shame walking into a room with Destiny, with Ariane. Martell be embarrassed as hell out here in the public of Ariane. She don't know how to sit at a table. She don't know how to eat. She got the girl, girl. She's a beast. She's an uncomely beast. She's an unkempt beast. Without Mel's money, you just see the Wolverine. You see the werewolf on that girl. But in private, Martell's like, she might be a werewolf, but that's my werewolf. That's my wildebeest. And that's exactly the position you have with Moses. So I don't know why you've got daggers for second place and why you Moses, me, Moses, me, Moses, me. Like, girl, you were never going to be the wife. He said that from his mouth and you said that from your mouth. Wife and fiance was never going to happen for you. You are a side. You're an important side, but you're a side. You're not a little whoop de whoop. You're not a little, you're not a jump off. You're not a one night stand, but you're an aside. He can't take you seriously. You got some emotions from Moses still. The man can't take you seriously. And some women are all right with that. Some women know what it is and they're fine with it. And for 15 years, clearly you were fine with it. And you want to talk about how much more he is on you, that it took him less than a year to marry Sonny. You gave him 15 years, you gave him your best. You gave him your youth. You aged with that man and it still wasn't enough, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The evidence is clear.